What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and this is episode 50 of All Hail the King. I suppose that's sort of a landmark. We're halfway to the century mark, so it's by far my longest running series. It all started with the From the Helicarrier podcast, which you can find at www.thehelicarrier.com. As always, the corresponding podcast link will be placed in the description below. Now for this episode, we're bringing out an old-timer, Hawkeye. He's a character that everyone has, and with his brand new knocking ISO from the current Spec Ops Mission 3, well, let's just say it breathed new life into this old character. Not that he was ever dead. Now oddly enough, he's already underway in killing the enemy agent, or at least severely crippling him, but we still have a ways to go in explaining this current setup. In this first team up, we're using the default Hawkeye costume. That way we can use him with both of his E-ISO. So we have the knocking ISO 8 that I mentioned, and it grants him Nocked and Loaded. Hawkeye gains a preemptive attack against targets with pinpoint target. And we also have his attentive empowered ISO 8, which grants him Initiative. Hawkeye will attempt to go first in combat. Then to help spread and take advantage of pinpoint target, we have the quick action gadget Laser Spotter, as well as Taskmaster. And by the way, shout out to Agent Matt because he was talking about this team before I even did Hawkeye's Heroic. I was waiting for the task, but the first time that I did complete it, I was lucky enough to win. Then just a few things that I do want to mention, hopefully as we win this one. First of all, I never feel safe when Kurth is on the other team. She can even win 3-on-1 and that's no joke. But what I really have a problem with is the extreme amount of cower procs that happen in a fight. Sure, it's limited to 1 per round, but that 1 time per round feels almost guaranteed. It certainly isn't a 20% proc. You practically need a quick action, that way you can trigger it. Otherwise you end up wasting your entire turn. So with that being said, I don't throw this word around too often, but it's overpowered. At least actually reduce the proc chance to 20%. Or if it is actually 20%, even though it feels closer to 100, then lower it further. I don't think I'm only speaking for myself when I say it's all but ruining my PvP experience. But you know what? Let me know in the comment section below what you think, because maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion and I just had a bad night. Despite the rumors, I'm only human, so I apologize if I'm misguided, but I usually try to call it like I see it. Anyways, I do still think we're going to win this one, even though it still isn't wrapped up. But what I do want to tell you is, in the next match, we're going to switch costumes for Hawkeye. Mainly because it feels like every team is running at least one Bruiser. So I figured why not bring out his Heroic Age Blaster, and we will really take advantage of those teams. Also, we're going to be using my favorite team of this video by far, and it's a throwback team all the way back to episode 3 of Team Spotlight. So you'll definitely want to keep watching for that. In this current match, we're now going to lose our agent, and then it's going to be 2-on-2. So like I said, it's still quite dicey, at least until we take down Kurth. I suppose with Taskmaster we'll use our level 1, and then we'll see what happens. At least she does have pinpoint target, and it still has 4 rounds remaining. So here goes nothing. Okay, well I got scared and switched to Beast, but cower procced anyways. Now we did get a preemptive hit, so that certainly helps. And I want to mention that one good thing about pinpoint target is at least it is a quick action. That means if you do have Cower or the Rune of Fear, then make sure you use it first, and it oftentimes will eat it. This will allow Hawkeye to still attack on his turn. Here we're okay, it's basically Taskmaster that's been affected pretty much the entire fight. But who knows, maybe this time he'll actually get to attack. Let's go ahead and try a Nightmare Sword on the enemy Kurth. It's a stealthy attack and it's also going to weaken her damage. So this should come in very handy. Then as she begins to attack, we do get a Nocked and Loaded proc, and we follow it up multiple times. In fact, we end up taking her down before she even attacks. So now we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. We're actually going to win. It's just a matter of finishing off Pestilence Beast, which is only going to take a short time. So as we move into our second match, I do want to address one possible concern. Now you may be thinking, in these matches or with Hawkeye in general, aren't you just relying on rapid fire procs? And what kind of strategy is that? Well, I would have said the same thing. Relying on a proc, a 50% chance or coin flip, that's no award-winning strategy. That's especially going to come into question when you see this next team. However, one thing that really surprised me was the consistency that this team worked. This wasn't one battle of many. This happened over and over again. Against Kurth, Beast, Null, Invisible Woman. Teams over 20k HP. This relentless assault just kept working. That's not a guarantee that it wouldn't ever stop working, or that it can't lose. But I did have a ton of fun, and I got enough battles to make a full video with just this team. Because of that, I'm probably going to make a team spotlight of this old episode 3 team up revisited. Oh, and the other good thing about it is nearly every team's running Bruiser Safeguard, so this blaster Hawkeye was tearing through the agents. Now after all that, Union Jack's going to follow up as well, but sadly, somehow the enemy agent lives with 122 HP. Seriously, how did that even happen? Well, I guess I'm going to use V for victory. And there goes a cower proc, so never mind. Well, with my agent, we're first going to use the Fire Tornado, then we have switched to the Neurotrope, plus the Gilded Semi-Auto Gun. It's a golden weapon that has high crits, lock on, and most importantly, pinpoint target. But we're going to have to save that weapon for next round because before we do that, we definitely have to use the Blackest Void to stop these Fatal Fist preemptive counters. At least though we did take out the enemy agent. And now with the Blackest Void, Null will no longer preemptively counter our team. So now our amazing Hawkeye, he's going to pinpoint target Molly. Then we're going to fire our sure shot. With his loaded quiver, he's going to pull out all sorts of different arrows. And he fires one after another, taking down Molly Hayes. Null won't even attack because he is exhausted. So we're going to use V for victory, placing flanked on him. Then over the top. Of course, because of flanked, we followed up with a service revolver. One more attack and he is most definitely done. So at first I debated going through all the motions, but instead, let's just go ahead and fire the Gilded Semi-Auto Gun, and we'll call it a day. After this, we'll move on to our third and final team up of this video, and it's going to be Hawkeye, along with the Guardian of the Galaxy Rocket Raccoon. This time on my agent, we're using the Insignia plus the Blind Justice. So just a few changes once again. We begin with the Guardian Insignia, then we're going to attack the Blaster Invisible Woman with our Tactician. Basically, we're getting a free turn, so thank you for having that blaster. So we've activated All for One and One for All, and now we can use our Fire Tornado. As far as the shields, we have 2 AoE ranged attacks that are equipped with the Bursting AISO. So this team won't even stand a chance. But just to take Null's preemptive counter out of the game, we finish our turn with the Blackest Void. Unfortunately, the enemy agent fires back with a Fire Tornado of his own. So now we are all exhausted. That definitely sucks for our pinpoint target, as well as for Rocket Raccoon. We use our Blam Blam Blam, which has Shield Breaker, but then we can't even reload. Since we can't use our quick action, I'm going to use our Volley, and we'll just do damage to the entire enemy team. This one's going to end up being a Toxic Gas Volley. So hey, we'll take what we can get. One thing's for certain, they won't be getting a shield anytime soon. Like I said, that attack also has Shield Breaker, and Hawkeye can basically spam it every turn. Next with my agent, I'm going to use the Fire Tornado as our only action, though I did debate using the Light Fantastic. This time, besides the Exhausted, it's also going to cause Pyrophoric to trigger, so we do get a bonus amount of damage. Then back to the enemy agent's turn, he once again uses the Fire Tornado. Well, this is going to be interesting, and it's going to take much longer because we're just trading Exhausted back and forth. At least Invisible Woman does die. And then with Hawkeye, once again we'll use a Volley. The AI Null wastes his turn once again. And now here comes another Fire Tornado. So your move now, enemy agent. If nothing else, at least our dots are going to finish them. So now the moment of truth. He uses Fire Tornado once again. That is insane. But hey, this time Rocket can actually fire a shot. So we're going to use Blam Blam Blam. and there's no way the agent's getting another turn. In fact, our hero of the hour is going to end it. Here's Hawkeye with another volley. So that's also how this video is going to end, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.